car accident, job loss, sickness, pandemic part 2. Are you financially able to handle an emergency? Watch this video and you won't have to wonder.
Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Phillip.
And we teach you what you need to know about your personal finances using words you can understand without boring you to death.
Because adulting shouldn't suck. If you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button and in the comments below, let us know if you've ever needed an emergency fund before.
In this video, we're going to teach you how to start an emergency fund in 5 easy steps.
So no shit, there I was, driving down the highway, minding my own business, 70 miles an hour, with cruise control when my Subaru decided to explode. So, $7,000 later, I had to get a new engine and 6 weeks without a car. It was wonderful. Luckily, my emergency fund that I had was, there to help me pay for a new motor and get my car back. So, it helped. According to a recent Federal Reserve survey, 39% of adult Americans can't afford an unexpected expense of $400.
The best time to start saving for an emergency is before one actually happens. So save money when times are good, because when an emergency happens, it'll make it less stressful because you had the money set aside.
Not being prepared for an emergency expense can lead you with crushing credit card debt or a pile of unpaid bills. Maybe even both.
A common rule of thumb is have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in your emergency fund. And when we say expenses, we mean your must-pay bills, like housing, utilities, food, stuff like that. Not your general expenses, like shopping and Starbucks or whatever, your must-pay bills.
In reality, you need to sit down and think about how much money you need to set aside so you feel comfortable in the event of an emergency. Now, if you're just getting started, the typical great start out number is $1,000. And then once you save that, you can keep saving to your actual goal. And once you hit your actual goal, keep saving some more.
It's important to understand that this is probably going to take some time. So if you want to save up $2,000 and a realistic amount to put aside each month is $100, then obviously it's going to take you 20 months to reach your goal. But it's worth doing because you want to have that money for when life happens.
And it's going to happen.
To everybody.
All right, let's get started. Step number 1, making a budget. It's important to track your spending. Check your bank account or carry some cash and figure out where you're spending all your money every single month. It's hard to make a budget if you don't know what you're spending.
Sometimes you don't make enough money, so you got to get a side hustle or a second job. Step number 2, decide how much you can actually afford to save. So remember, for most people, this takes a long time to actually reach this goal, but you need to start saving money.
Even if it's just $10 a month, it's going to help you reach that goal in the end. Step number 3, open a savings account. When you're shopping around for accounts for your emergency fund, we think it's best to have your emergency fund at a different bank than what you normally use, so it's a little bit harder to access. But when you're looking for these accounts, make sure you're going to pick an account that doesn't charge you fees or minimum balance.
We want this money to be accessible, but not too easily accessible. So for me, personally, I have my emergency fund at a totally different bank. I don't have a debit card to it, nothing. I have to physically go to that bank and they have to look my name up, buy my photo ID, because I have no idea what the account number is if I ever have to pull money out of that account. Step number 4, set up automatic payments. If you get paid by direct deposit, your employer will typically have a way where you can split up how you get paid, so a portion of that money, however much you set aside, can go to your emergency fund account. If they don't do that, your bank will typically have a way to where you can do a transfer automatically each month on a specific day, and it'll transfer from your main bank account to that emergency fund account.
Even if they're not at the same bank. If you physically get your checks and you go to the bank and you cash them, it's best just to put that money directly into that account so you don't have it, you don't spend it. Step number 5, find ways to boost your savings. Gifts, cash gifts, tax returns, any of that type of stuff is a great way to jumpstart your savings for your emergency fund. Get them, stick them right in there. I mean, it's money you never had, so save it.
You're not missing it.
Yeah.
Once you hit your first emergency fund goal, keep saving. Because life happens. It's not a matter of if, but when.
And if you ain't ready, it's pretty much your own fault.
Sucks to be you at that point.
If you like this video, Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. In the comments below, let us know what you think is going to be the hardest thing about establishing your emergency fund.
And make sure you share this video with your friends.